Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for being part of the Jobu Sports Report. You remember those big bookcases that we ended up making in the workshop? Well, it's time to actually install those. You can see the top of the molding that we have up here and these two spaces. So the bookcases are going to go on both sides of this. Now, what I have to do is I have to modify the cabinets just a little bit to make sure they fit in exactly because it's made to basically go from here side to side. So I've got to cut off and take out this base molding that's right here so the cabinet will be tucked in there perfectly. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, so we've cut the base molding out. You can see this big base molding that we've got in here. It's huge. And we notched it for our cabinets. Now we got our cabinet here and we got one of our countertops. I'm an idiot because I left the other countertop at home. Now we've had to actually do a little bit of notching to get through the original space and stuff here. And we've got a light switch that we actually have to deal with that's over here. So Michael's gonna take that out. We're gonna get our measurements and then we're gonna mark it and cut it out of the back plate. Now the other problem we're gonna have too is we're gonna actually have to cut the molding up here at the top. And well, because we had so much cabinets, didn't have enough space to put all of that in. So we may have to come back on Monday to do some more. But at least they're not looking too bad. We got a little bit of damage when we carried them over. We'll have to spackle them up a little bit and touch up the paint, but not too bad fitting. And you can see the cherry matches the original cherry. It's just that this is older and it's already aged and got the patina on it. So let me get my measurements. And then we'll have to go through and do the molding on the bottom. So let's get to work. We got to make a couple little changes. We got to do some other stuff with the molding and stuff. And I need to put another coat of the tung oil on the countertops and make a couple of filler pieces. But we're going to come back on Monday. And that gives you an idea of how they're going to fit into the space. And we're going to carry that same molding on around it. So it's getting there. It's going to be pretty nice. And this piece that you see right here, we're going to replicate that to the top all the way to the ceiling. So it's going to look the same. Coming along pretty good. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'll see you guys. Okay, so we're back. This is day number 2 here. We're going to be working on getting this stuff together. Now you can kind of see how it's beginning to go with our cherry piece up here. And now we're going to have to go through and put in our moldings on top of it. I got to raise the doors up just a little bit so I can get the base molding and things in here. And you can see right here, we've got to notch our countertops so it fits in there just right. But, you know, we're getting there, getting close. And I think it's going to be pretty nice when we get done with it. Can't wait to see it all finished. All right, so what we've been doing, blip, 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 is we actually, Michael cut out before for the light switch that's over here. We've got the countertop in, and what we've done is we took the original base molding and we carried it on around so it looks like it's always been part of the original design. In keeping with that, you can see how we have the trim that's up here. So now the next phase is I've actually made the same molding to go at the top of this. So we're going to go ahead and get this stuff together and wrap that around, and hopefully that'll work out pretty good. We'll see if I'm worth my weight. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, Mark, let's get going.
But do you have one of those things for the nails?
Putty knife?
No, for the
A nail set?
Yeah.
Look in the toolbox. Hopefully we have some. That's the thing. I've got a tool to do just about anything. But unfortunately, more times than not, I forget to bring the tools that I need. So I had to buy a hole saw this morning because we're going to put a wire grommet hole over here. And I got like 3 or 4 sets of hole saws. And of course, I forgot to bring it because I'm an idiot. But it's beginning to come along pretty good. We had to take the doors off because we had to adjust it because the base molding is a little higher, but we'll put those back on after we touch up. This is kind of a bit of a nightmare because we have this big piece of molding, basically. This is a bead molding, 1 by a crown cap and then a 1x on top of it. That's all put together to make this piece. And then I had to deal with the original pieces that are up in here. But this is how it's going to fit in. And then there's the other piece right there that'll wrap around. But what we're going to do before we put this up here is we're going to go through and touch up the paint, let that dry, and then it'll be a lot easier. So that's going to be the look. Actually, here, Mike, hold that for a second. Let me make sure that this one, hold the camera. Make sure that the other piece is going to work with this. And so, bam, tack that together, and boom, that's the top of our cabinets. Not too shabby. Okay, all right, Mike, we go out to the other side and paint these, and I'll start working on the other one. It's coming together.
What's that? What's your issue?
I have to think about it, Mark, and I can talk about it.
Do you need to look up anything? 'Cause I can't have that wood chair here.
Okay, I understand. Just give me a second to talk to Mark about it. Okay?
I've heard that design is 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration.
I don't know about that. When I do something like this, most of it is say hi to our homeowner here. Say hi to our fans here
Oh no!
as we are coming down the home stretch. That's your
Oh
crown.
Mark, look.
That's your
Oh,
crown.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, we'll find
Can
out
you see
if it
yourself?
fits. Yep. Hopefully that's showing crack.
Oh boy, that looks nice, Mark. Oh wow. Nail gun? Nail gun?
Yeah.
Mark can build anything. Trust me, I put him to the test. How many years, Mark?
Oh, too many.
20?
At least. Whew. And now just a little bit of caulk and fill in the nail holes. We have the top of a cabinet. Wow. And just like that, bam, through the good old technology of television, we're done. And you can take a look. We've got the TV mounted in there and stuff, although we need to get some hooks so that way we can kind of hide the wiring stuff. But you can see the layers of the trim and that big crown molding that we put in there. And it kind of defines the room, so it kind of draws you to that archway window over there. Not too shabby. Can't wait for the homeowner to get it all decorated up. So I'll see you guys on the next project. I'm Mark
So we're
Holmes.
getting a little
bit closer. Michael's putting the shelves too tight. Okay. Michael's I gotta just cut a little hair off of the shelves. But you can see we have the cabinets in. We've got the TV hooked up, and we actually ran a hole through the countertop with a wire grommet in there to take care of that. So now I just have to make the adjustments on the doors. Now, this is what I really love on this. When the homeowner was asking me about this, what I was trying to do, and let's see if you can see what my vision was. I was standing here, and you look and you see the kitchen that's right there. You see that archway, you see the brickwork and everything else. And they had this detail here, so it's like a picture frame. Well, I'm a Libra, and I believe in balance. So what I was trying to do was replicate the trim that's right here, carry that all the way to the ceiling, and it gives you depth. Do you see the depth here between the cabinets and the built-outs, and how that depth goes then through on this one, and then that depth carries through and repeats here. And it's automatically driving you to this point. So that's the whole purpose of what we're actually doing. So hopefully it looks pretty good. And we're gonna finish getting the doors put on here, and then we're gonna touch up the paint, and then we are good to go. So that was the cabinets that you guys saw in the shop. Now let's just get it finished.